in 1966.
Oh, bro, every time, man.
No.
Every time, man. Every time, bro. Bro, I'm tired of their boys being hurt and they telling us to be quiet.
Listen, man.
Listen to what?
Calm down. You don't want the man to see you like this.
See me like what? I'm upset, bro. I'm enraged.
Listen. Unless you want to end up like Brother Malcolm, I suggest you relax, bro.
So what do you expect me to do?
Well, listen, I'm here. That makes two. It's two of us. What about the LCF in Alabama?
Well, I have been speaking to this Carmichael guy, you know, and I've been trying to get his movement to come to the West Coast. And maybe we could call him up, have him sit down, and then see if we can make this thing work. But if that don't work, brother, man,
all right, man.
I'm at my boiling point.
Let's get through it, man. Let's just do it.
Let's do it.
1 year later.
I ain't kill that man. Man, get off me, man. I ain't kill that man. I ain't no cop killer. Get off me, man. I ain't no cop killer. Let me go. Let me go. I ain't kill that man. Today, I am Huey Newton.
Today, I am Bobby Silk.
Today, I am Elaine Brown.
Today, I am Stokely Carmichael.
Today, I am Kathleen Cleaver.
And we are the Black Panthers.
Woo!
Amazing.
In 1965, Stokely Carmichael created the Lowndes County Freedom Organization in Alabama. In 1965, this county was 80% black, but no black citizens was registered to vote. Carmichael helped increase the number of registered black voters through the LCFO. Members adopted the Black Panther as a symbol for their independent political organization, so they informally became known as the Black Panther Party. From this organization, the very famous motto, Black Power, spread outside of Alabama all throughout the nation, and two black men named Newton and Seal asked for permission to use the LCFO, Black
In November 1967, so she can join the Black Panther Party. She became the first female member of the Black Panther Party's decision-making body. Her roles in the Black Panther Party was, she was a communications secretary, she was a spokesperson, and she was the press secretary for the group. As a result of her and her husband being so involved in the Black Panther Party, they were always scrutinized by the police, and there were always suspects in anything that happened. There was always suspects, and the first people they was looking at was Kathleen and her husband, Eldred. It was very hard for them. It took a lot of strength and strong will to be able to survive and just stay sane within their normal lives. And they had their partner raided numerous times on suspicion that they were hiding guns and ammunition and trying to blow up. Here's just a clip of Kathleen.
There's no white folk in the video, don't worry about it.
All of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural. Because the reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance, physical appearance, is beautiful. It's pleasing to them. For so many, many years, we were told that only white people were beautiful. Only straight hair, light eyes, light skin was beautiful, and so black women would try everything they could to straighten their hair, lighten their skin, to look as much like white women. This has changed because black people are aware, and white people are aware of it too, because white people now want natural wigs. They want wigs like this. Dig it? Isn't it beautiful? All right.
As you can see, Kathleen was very vocal within the Black Panther Party. Recently, Kathleen Cleaver, she's still alive, and she recently had an interview by PBS, and they asked her, what was it so appealing to you about the Black Panther Party? And she responded, she said, the Black Power movement challenged all the preconceived notions of blacks not being able to determine their own destiny. It was essentially a very nationalistic, self-determination position. And what appealed to me about the Black Panther Party was that it took that position of self-determination, articulated it in a local community structure, had a program, had a platform, and an implementation through the statement of how blacks should exercise community control over education, housing, and military service.
So Elaine Brown was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, March 2nd, 1943. And she had met this man named Jay Kennedy, and he was like a social activist, and he was a member of the American Communist Party. And his radical views influenced Elaine Brown to join the Black Panther Party. So she listened to him and she took in whatever he had to say, and together she went with him to join the Black Panthers. And around the time, this is when Huey was going through what he was going through, and he got arrested, and he left, and he went to Cuba for I think like 3 years or so, I'm not too sure. And then that's when Elaine Brown came, and she took control of the group. And even though it was a male-dominant group, she was like the only lady to like lead the group and take on Huey Newton's job. And the Black Panther Party was just like, they reached out to mostly men that lived in like, mostly black men that lived in like urban settings, and they felt like, these were the same black men that felt like they went and showed them like there's more to life than hanging on the streets and being gang members. And just a quote from Elaine Brown, she was just like, now, whether we realistically thought we would die, most of us, I did, after a time. So it meant surrendering our lives to something greater, which was the notion of getting rid of oppression and all the things that oppression meant and means in this country for black people and other people in the country. And that's just what she stood for, and that's why she was so strong and so passionate about the Black Panthers. And she was with the Black Panthers until 1977, and then that's when she left. Before Huey Newton returned, she left and she moved to Paris. And in Paris, she became like, she underwent like extensive psychiatric treatment, and she lived there for several years, and she met a wealthy French socialist, and they were together. Now, these are the two main Black Panther Party programs. So the first program is that armed patrols that follow police around the black community. And then the second program is community service, free breakfast programs, medical clinics, and after-school programs. So they were more than just people that wanted to vent about black power, what black power meant, but they were people that wanted to get together and create things for the community so that black people can have a better life and they can have a better options to choose from, and they wouldn't end up on the streets or gang members or anything of that sort.
The Black Panther Party had a 10-point program, and the first two, as you can see, the first one says, we want freedom, we want power to determine the destiny of our black community. That basically meant that they believe that black people won't be free until they're able to determine their own destiny rather than the man doing it for them. The second point is that we want full employment for our people. They also felt that the federal government is responsible and obligated to give every man employment within the community, and that if they're not able to give them a guaranteed income, they could at least give the opportunities in those black communities, so then those black people of power could give their own people jobs, and then it could turn into a windmill cycle of them helping their own, so then everyone can have a higher standard of living.
Another point that they had was that they wanted to run. We want an end to the robbery, the capitalists of our black community, and what that meant was we believed racist government robbed us, and now they wanted their 40 acres and a mule back. So 100 years ago, they were promised this as a restitution for slave labor and mass murder. And the fourth one is we want the safe house and fit for the shelter of human beings. And what that meant was, if we can't get decent housing from from white landlords, then the land shall be created to cooperatives so our community can build decent houses for its people.
We want education for our people that exposes the true nature of this decadent American society. We want education that teaches us our true history and our role in the present day society. The Black Panther Party believes in an educational system that will give to our people a knowledge of their own history and of self. If a man doesn't know knowledge of himself and his position in society and the world, then he has little chance to relate to anything else. And that's why they wanted a heavy education that was designed for Black people. We want all Black men to be exempt from military service. They believe that Black people should not be forced to fight in military service to defend a racist government that does not protect us. We will not fight and kill other people of color in the world who, like Black people, are being victimized by the white racist government of America. We will protect ourselves from the force and violence of the racist police and the racist military by whatever means necessary.
The next point is, it states, we want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of Black people. What they mean by this is, we believe we can end police brutality in our Black community by organizing Black self-defense groups that are dedicated to defending our Black community from racist police oppression and brutality. The Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States gives us the right to bear arms. So we therefore believe that all Black people should arm themselves for self-defense. The next point is, we want freedom for all Black men held in federal, state, county, and city prisons and jails. This means we believe that all Black people should be released from the many jails and prisons because they have not received a fair and impartial trial.
And then we have our last 2 points. So number 9 is, we want all Black people when brought to trial to be tried in a court by a jury of their peer group or people from their Black communities as defined by the Constitution of the United States. And what they meant by that was that when Black people were they went to court, they wanted them to have like a fair trial. And that meant they wanted the jury to be composed of not only just white people, but along with that also African Americans. And that's because they felt as if the white people didn't understand the Black community, so they didn't really know how to judge them or best like help them out if they didn't understand what they went through. And then lastly, the last one was, we want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace. And that's pretty self-explanatory, that these are the things that they want just because like they fought so hard for it, and they feel like as human rights, this is the things that they deserve. And this is kind of the reason why they formed the Black Panther, to fight so that they can have equality and get the same rights that everyone else has access to.
It's funny how history is framed for us. But when we research ourselves, we see a different narrative. Many people, and sometimes we're even taught it, that the original Black Panther Party was just another radical hate group with hate for the whites and the government. The truth, however, is that the Black Panther Party did a tremendous amount for the poor Black communities. They were not outwardly violent at all. They was the voice for the inner city poor, police patrols to minimize police brutality, health care, education, and food programs. This is the stuff skipped over by teachers in school. They played a huge role in improving the lives of Black lives in poor communities. The Black Panther Party is usually overshadowed by their militant and confrontational tactics. Yes, they were far more aggressive than nonviolent activists, but what the Black Panther Party did for the community shouldn't be overlooked.
If you don't attack us, there won't be any violence. But if you bring violence to us, we will defend.
Strength, cohesion, militant.
Black.